Hello everybody and welcome back to Fenton Forest Farm with me, CWATTYESO. We're starting out today on a Saturday morning here on the farm, and we've got a little bit of work to do initially to start with, mainly getting the pigs sorted out. The pigs are looking quite bad. They need water, they need straw, they need corn, wheat and barley, soybeans, canola, sunflowers. So we're going to have to get the old trailer out and get ourselves a tractor, get ourselves the little tippy truck and start loading up the animals. We also need to get the two fields that I ploughed yesterday cultivated, and then we can get them replanted. That's fields 1 and 3 for anyone not keeping track. Apart from that, there's no real changes to the farm today or anything. We had a good sale day yesterday. We put the farm nicely into profit. Oh no, I have got some loan, haven't I? I forgot. And there was me saying we hadn't got any loan to worry about. And of course I had to take a loan to pay off the to lease the planter, didn't I? Right, so what we're going to do first? We are going to do a trailer full of wheat. Trailer full of wheat for the pigs. Any left over we'll give to the chickens. Any left over after that we'll give to the we'll give back to the silo. Please don't eat all the wheat, piggies. That was close. I thought they were going to eat everything then. Like, that would be a disaster, wouldn't it? Still filling up egg pallet number 1. The chicken's topped up. Still don't have any oats to give to the horses yet, which is a bit critical. So what I actually did last night was sell off 2 of the horses to try and stretch out my my oats. I might even sell a couple more until we can get the on top of the oat situation. Right, so we're going to go for sunflowers next, I think, because we got more than that of that than anything else. Don't think we can give the pigs any sugar beet or potatoes because I just don't think we have any. At this point in time. we've got a little bit of sugar beet and potatoes. In our starting fleet silo. That should keep us going then for a couple of days. So let's have a look. They need some corn. Well, they've ate that really fast, but then again, the pigs do reproduce incredibly quickly, don't they? They're hungry little blighters are piggies. And if we can use our own crop at the time being, it saves me having to buy and pay for pig food, doesn't it? From the farm supplies. Let's give them the sugar beet. We're not going to give them the potatoes today. We'll save the potatoes for a little bit longer. There's less sugar beet anyway. But I'll just give them a little bit of a top up in that category. It should be adequate for them. Should get them out the red, I would think. And then we'll do the straw, and we'll also do the cows and the horses with straw, and then we'll get the water, and that'll be all the animals taken care of. So they should be quite happy now, food wise anyway. And then what we need is straw. Straw we've got loads of. Absolutely loads. Now one of the things I also plan to do today is I have no way at the moment of emptying the slurry silos at the pigs and cows and putting in our own storage, or taking and delivering stuff to the BGA. So I'm thinking I'm going to get a tanker that can transport a little bit of slurry for us. And ideally I want to do it so we can get the stuff put into the actual storage silo, so it makes it a bit easier when I'm refilling the slurry spreader. And also so I might sell another couple of horses to not only fund that, but also to reduce my need for oats quickly. I know I've got a field planted with oats, and we're going to get oats fairly quickly. I'll do, I'll just leave this here for a second. We'll grab the water Bowser while we're here. I think that's probably full anyway. I'm pretty sure I I usually refill it before I I that's them done. Do the sheep next, and then do the pigs. And then if there's oat left, give it to the horses. Now what I'm also thinking of doing today is doing a quick little mower trip round maybe field 1, or maybe around the outside of fields 2, 3 and 5. And possibly doing some bales of grass that we can then feed to the animals, or possibly even hay. I'm thinking maybe could be useful again for feeding to the horses, feeding to the cows. Still had a little bit of water left over, look. So we've filled all the animals up. Fill this back up so it's ready for when we next need it. Get that nicely full. Back up onto level ground, park him there. We'll take the straw back. Put back in the silo for later use. And then we'll look at getting that tanker that I was on about, going to the store and collecting that. And then I probably ought to set off maybe a courseplay worker, because as I say, I do need to get fields 1 and 3 cultivated today. Which would be very nice. Let's look at parking this back up. Should park relatively easily. He says as he's now struggling. Excuse me. Put covers back on, of course. That's done. So we want, I'll probably keep the JCB fast track and go and fetch the tanker with this thing. It makes sense, but I do want something that's going to do cultivating, so take the Fenton 1050. Maybe starting on field 1, as that's the biggest field and it'll take him longer to do. So I'll keep Coldplay busy. And then I can go fetch the tanker that I need from the store. Then we can get the slurry moved today to the silo. Because I do want to, obviously, like I said before, I want to slurry spread fields where I can to use natural fertilisers, slurry and manure. Right, so that's going to be field work. We're going to need to unfold it to get the right measurementage. .2, let's make it 11.2, a little bit of an overlap, field 1, generate course, escape, start course at first waypoint, drive course. Turn on field is deactivated. I don't think we get the option to plough past field edges, but he'll probably do that anyway. So, happy days. You're cultivating. Good on you. Right. Now you'll notice the front loader's disappeared off the front of the John Deere. I have put that in the storage pen because I was planning to use this for some other top jobs because I haven't been using the John Deere 6R, and it's a little bit, seems a bit of a waste to have it if I'm not going to use it. But it seems silly leaving it there just for bales if we don't have bales at the minute. So I dropped the front loader in there with the bale fork attached, so I can use the 6R for other jobs around the the farm. I can also drop the weight off the back, and then we can put attachments on it, because I was thinking of maybe using that to do the baling, to actually drag the baler after I've mowed. And we're going to go to the store. We're going to grab a tanker that I can use to transport slurry and other liquid materials. So I'm thinking to myself, that will be quite useful. Obviously the fast track's pretty quick for travelling around the map. Clue's kind of in the name really, isn't it? Fast. They are speedy tractors. I've gone past the store. I think I have, you know. Yeah, well past the store. Didn't appear on the mini-map, did it? Oh well. Like I say, still trying to learn the map. And where everything is. Whoa! Right, so we're going to buy a tanker, which is what we need. Not sure what else we're desperate for at this point in time. So I'm going to go for an LSFM Universal Tank Pack. I'm going to customise that. I could have it as a slurry spreader. Let's have Nokians on it, maybe. Rim colour. Let's make it John Deere green. We want the Can I not change the design now? What stands out better, the black or the... I think the white stands out better, doesn't it? We'll have it in that colours. Fetch your purchase at the store. Thank you. One of the things I was thinking of getting, the baling technology. We've currently got what? I would like the John Deere bale stacker because it does 32 bales. I think that would be really, really nice. Stevie's does 16, so it's double the capacity. I also wouldn't mind maybe a round baler. And again, we've got a trailer here that can do 18. Obviously, we don't have any way of wrapping round bales at the minute. We're also, at some point in time, obviously going to need a mixing wagon. To do the total mix ration for the cows. I'm probably going to also want a the auto-load trailer. I definitely will want this thing. I will want one of them at some point. Most definitely. Wait a minute, has the front thing gone off it? The bale stand, the bale stay thing. I thought it had like a front thing on the front. Maybe I'm mistaken. But we want one of them at some point. And I also will probably want the Brooks to do the tree cutting, chipping and stump grinding. To just take out some of the trees around the farm. That's some of the things we're kind of looking at getting. I'm not going to bother with a chainsaw. It's very rare I will cut down trees by hand. If I'm going to do logging seriously, I will probably invest in something like a you know, something like CWATTYESO by Stevie, but flipping out, that's expensive. That's expensive, Stevie. Tracks. I might go for the Scorpion King, this one. I know it's quite a bit cheaper than that one, but I believe the modded version allows me to specify log lengths a lot more particularly or specifically animals. So we've got Silo King mixers. Okay, Stevie's really ramped up the capacity on that thing, hasn't he? 68,000 litres? That would mix a ton of TMR. The only thing is that divisible by 4? I don't think it is, you know. That isn't. That really ought to be probably 20,000 litres. That probably wants to be 32,000 litres, I would think. And then that would want to be 64. That way then you get your mixing ratio right of your TMR. You know, your 2 parts, 1 part, 1 part. I like the capacity increases. I like the fact it gives us a bigger mixer, but I'm not convinced on the capacities there. They're not divisible by 4, which is what you ideally want to get the best mixing ratio. So we'll probably I might change that myself if I'm going to buy one of them. That's a quick XML edit. Skid steers, telehandlers, I don't think we need anything like that. This material collects materials from the ground and tips them into trailers. Really? There's a forklift there. So if that picks materials off the ground and tips them into trailers... I'm not sure if we're going to use something like that. Crop protection, obviously, not really planning on doing a lot of spraying. That might be useful for lime spreading, though, in honesty. That is potentially very good for lime spreading, the 40-45. It does very wide lime. Obviously we need a cotton. We're going to need potatoes and stuff like that. Maybe a forage harvester at some point. Again, that's going to be for stuff way down the road. Right, and there's our tanker. Let's take that back to the farm. Get in the JCB. And if anybody's wondering why I still have the super strength mod turned on, it's not for any like nefarious or cheaty reasons. It just helps a little bit sometimes when I'm putting the machinery back in the shed. If it's not quite in the right place and it's proving to be a little bit awkward reversing it, I can just get out and give it a bit of a manual tug about to put it in the position I want in the sheds. Fortunately, so far everything seems to be reversing okay, and I'm not having too much difficulty with that aspect. But as we get various other bits of tools and equipment and stuff. Whoa! We may find I have to drag some of the equipment around by myself. So I've got this. It only holds 12,500 litres. It's a little bit small at the minute, this tanker, but I think it poses quite useful for some things. Like, one of the things I could do is I could now transport, I could empty those herbicide pallets into it and transport the herbicide somewhere. I don't know whether you can store herbicide in the farm silo, like you can liquid fertiliser and stuff. But that's one way I could get rid of those pallets of herbicide that we're not using at the minute. Same way as the fertiliser. I could unload the fertiliser. In fact, actually, I could unload the liquid fertiliser, can't I? From the sprayer. Load that up with the herbicide in case we ever need it for weed killing. And I could put the liquid fertiliser back into the... Gotta pop the cap. Load up the slurry. We'll go get the slurry from the cows, and then we'll come back and we'll put it in the storage silo. We have got nearly a full pallet of eggs. Let's not all get crazy at once, shall we? So there's definitely, like I say, there is a shopping list of equipment that we will need to gradually add to over time. The cows haven't produced that much slurry, I'll be honest. You've disappointed me a bit, cows. You would have thought they would have produced a bit more manure. I am going to sell a couple more horses in a second, decided, whilst I'm here at the farm, before I forget. I think the fact when Stevie started us out with 4, I think that was adequate. I'll be honest. I've probably got a little bit too excited to do the horses. I know horses are a quick way of making money, and a good way of making money, but we have to be sensible. In that regard, we don't want to spend too much too soon, especially while we can't feed them. We don't have access to oats. Once I've got the oat situation under control, by all means, let's bang in as many horses as we can. Generate plenty of income. I'm going to park this tanker. I'm going to leave this tanker parked over here. Because the manure we scoop out anyway, don't we? Via our own hand. Well, not our own hands, but you know what I mean. With the Manitou and the bucket, I won't be scooping the manure out with my hands. That won't be very sanitary. So let's pop the JCB back in the... How's our cultivator getting on? Is he getting on? Oh, I just remembered I spent ages when I was doing the silage thing. I spent blooming ages driving over that with that Fenton, and I forgot Stevie gives us a roller. Honestly, you can tell I don't do a lot of silage stuff. Normally I just do bales. I don't do it loose in bunkers. Horses, don't I? Horses are this way. So, right, we're not going to sell Hell Get Us. We'll probably sell you. Charlie can go. Rogue can go. We'll stick with 5. That gives us a bit more money back. I know we sold the horses. Shed a tear for the horses that are now going to become Tesco's lasagna. But the animals should all be taken care of now. Sheep, quite happy. Chickens, quite happy. Cows, they're reasonably happy. I could probably do with buying a couple more cows just to speed up their production a bit. Hell Get Us, he's doing well. Look, 99%. No, that's wrong because he's keeps the cows. See, look, the oats have gone up again now. We've got a few more days worth of oats now. We've only got 5 horses. Perfect. Right, so apparently we have some milk. We could sell milk. Where's the milk go? The milk sells best right now at Fenton Mill by the looks of that. Or is that Fenton Dairy? Dairy's actually not that good value. So it is, it's Fenton Mill, isn't it, for milk? Trouble is, again, I'm not going to transport it in the thing I've been using for slurry. No, bad idea. Let's cancel that. That's a bad idea. We're not putting milk in our slurry machine. No. What we could do, I suppose, is get the planter and we could start planting now that the cultivator's got quite advanced, hasn't he? Yeah, he's well over halfway. So what does the planter require? 270 horsepower, not a great deal. We can use the Fenton 900 for that. Now I wonder if this is going to hiccup. For some reason, every time I hitch to this, the game just stops for a brief second. Don't ask me why. No, that time it did okay. Right, I am going to, on field 1, plant wheat. I'm going to go for another big wheat harvest. I think that's what we require at the moment more than anything. I've got some soybeans planted. So I'm going to go for wheat on field 1. On this occasion. I believe I've got enough seed and fertiliser that I'm not going to worry too much about refilling that at this point. If I run out halfway through, I'll just have to come back and grab it. Before I get too carried away, what's the growth control like? 0.1 hours. Right, we'll wait till that resets, otherwise we're going to end up with a little bit of the field growing out of sequence. And I don't want that. Gives me a second to set up course play though. So that's going to be fertilising and seeding. 15 metres, we'll do 14.5. We'll do field 1. Generate course. Field 1. There we go. He's going to be doing everything right. Activated. Start course at first waypoint. Again, just pop out. Keep your eye on that. Right, 11.95 hours. So that's all right now. He's good to go. So drive course, pal. Turn on field is deactivated. Plough past field edge should be more or less activated. Excellent. He'll get our wheat going. The other helper is quite happily cultivating still. He's got 2 more rows to do, and then we can ship him over onto field 3. And then, right, I said I was going to do some mowing, didn't I? Some mowing stroke baling. Have I set a any kind of courses? Heading north south, seeding north south, seeding east west. Seeding east west might be a good course. Let him run in straight lines. So I'll come down here. Get a nice long strip of grass. I can then come down here with the tedder. Then come down with the windrower. No, it sounds complicated, doesn't it? Lift up, because I appreciate the fact I'm going to crash straight into that tree. So that's definitely a candidate for future removal, that tree, because he's right in my way. And possibly that one too. Right, backing up. No, we need to get away from these trees a bit. I'm going to do some bales. I'm going to make some bales, that's what I'm going to do. Right, 1050's reached his end point. And we'll be able to bring him down here in a second. Or is it worth doing a strip along the top here? Potentially. Would need to shift the course though, because that is far too close to that field edge. That'll do. Let me have a straight run back down there in a second. Right, so he's finished. So we can stop the driver, clear the course, fold the cultivator, take him down to field 3, start him down there. And hey presto, whoa, 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 where you going, sunshine? Follow the road. That's why I put the spotlight in, so you can see where the field, where the exit is for the field. I've put a few spotlights in around the map, by the way. Not around the map, around the farm, just to make some areas a little bit more illuminated when it starts to get night time. And I can see where things are a little bit better. There's one, I believe. Well, I wanted to put one on the end here, but unfortunately the map border seems to, for some reason for placeables, is right where that shed finishes, so I couldn't put one further back than I wanted to, so I've stuck it over there so it shines down on this field once we're kind of done where we're done. So I'm going to go make some nice hay bales. That'll help when we're making silage. Alright, I'm going to do field top. Off you go. Do some hay bales, do some grass bales. It'll all be good. Could all be good, couldn't it? Get them picked up. Get them stored somewhere over near the cows. Is this looking promising for a course, or is those trees a bit too close? I'll give it a whirl. Looks alright. Looks like I'm not going to hit anything too major. A little bit weird that that swath isn't actually directly in the middle of the mower, is it? I noticed that. It's a little bit offset. Right, we've done the mowing. Obviously I could mow quite a bit more. I just wanted to do a little bit. I wanted to do a little bit. There will do. Hop out. That's the tedder. That's the windrower. Right. Drop the pickup. Not going to need the weight. The reason I say I'm going to do some bales, because actually bales is a bit easier for when you're making TMR. It's so much easier to mix bales into the Control S, snap to terrain angle, yeah. We're going to want seeding, east west, auto width. That not loaded the course? I don't think it has. Seeding east-west, that's what it should be on. Ah. It's not going to let me do it. So we'll just have to do it freehand. Not too much of a problem doing it this way. Ah, the trees are just catching Tedder a little bit. Oh, hit the tree. I'm going to have to go back now, because if I don't, what will happen when I bail is that grass will will completely fool the baler. It will mess it up. Hay down one side, grass down the other. Let's make some bales. And I appreciate this video is getting now quite long, so I will actually do the baling process in the next video, along with the windrowing. Thank you everybody for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've liked the fact that we're doing things a little bit different, we're not just harvesting fields all the time and planting fields, and I'm trying to do a few other little bits and pieces in these episodes, some varied different jobs. So please feel free to leave your comments, questions, suggestions, feedback, etc. in the section down below. If you're not already doing so, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you all again very soon with another video. So for now, from me, it's goodbye.